We all do leadership, but so often do we really stop and say, is it actually effective?
Here we are today on $4 Million Strategy with expert JM Ryerson of Let's Go Win. Today we're talking about effective senior leadership. JM, you got 4 minutes. Let's go. How do you make a difference with effective senior leadership?
Look, your business, your team, it is going to rise and fall based on your leadership. Now, one of the key terms you said is effective. We all do leadership, but so often do we really stop and say, is it actually effective? So a couple things to do. The first is, what is the philosophy of the company, of the team on leadership? And if you're not clear on that, I promise you, your team's not clear on it. So for instance, mine is, it's not about me. That has always been my leadership philosophy. If you've worked with me for 3 days, you'll know it's not about me. I say it over and over and over because I want the team to realize this is bigger than any one person on the team. So the first thing you absolutely have to do is, what is your leadership philosophy? And get true buy-in from, we're talking about senior leaders, everybody on the team. If you're not 100% in, guess what? We're going to get you there or we're going to get you out. And it's just that simple. So when you can get your whole team on that philosophy, now we can start to work. The second part, effective. How do you know it's effective? How often are you actually receiving feedback from your team on this is good, this is bad? Where do you actually stand? Because if you ever leave a voicemail and you hear your voice, you know how this goes. You're like, I sound like that? I don't sound like that. Yes, you do. But that's the same way our leadership is. You don't know how you come across unless you actually ask the question. So the two things when I think of effective senior leadership, you got to have everybody on the same page with the philosophy. The second thing is, ask for feedback and be very, very okay with whatever you receive. Tell them thank you. Doesn't matter how hurtful it is. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you.
Okay, I'm curious, because this is one of the most dreaded things, the classic 360 feedback, actually getting feedback, and the fear, right, that there's going to be retribution if somebody says the truth about somebody not being effective. How do you create that safe environment where you're making sure you're getting authentic feedback and you're going to follow up and actually get it done?
Yeah, so Ray Dalio talks about his philosophy, which is radical transparency, where in his company, there is no fear of retribution, because if you don't speak up, that's when you actually get in trouble. That takes time. And if you don't have that trust on your team, it just means you have to build it. So start by saying, look, this is radical transparency. This is what it looks like. I'm giving you this, and I'm telling you, I need your feedback. The second thing is, when they give you honest feedback, tell them thank you. And I don't care if it's like, Carl, your breath stinks. Thank you very much. What can I do to do better? And it's just one of those things I learned a long time ago, where it's like, if somebody's willing to give you the honest truth, don't get defensive. Just say, thank you. Is there anything I could do to show up in a better way? And just know that that's such a gift that they gave you.
Isn't it a little funny thing here, JM, that the one thing you should never say no to is when somebody gives you a breath mint?
This is a fact. And by the way, this is not any indication of you, Carl. I know you smell fantastic.
That's awesome. JM, okay, we got 10 more seconds. What is the best measure for effective leadership?
Does your team actually follow you? And are they actually engaged? If they're not, you know you're not doing a great job.
JM, thanks for crushing it. Another episode of $4 Million Strategies.